Thank you for the Prime sub, Uruz. Uh, I will thank you again once the stream actually starts. I'm just still setting up, so yeah. Oh, okay. Enjoy your lurk, Uruz. Hope work is fine. Uh, Possibly see you in a bit. Enjoy your lurk. Hello, my dear snowflakes. Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having a nice day. Um, so today is Valentine's Day. If you're watching the VOD, when this was live, it was Valentine's Day. um, and so we are going to be going on a date with Monika and Yuri and Natsuki, and I'm pretty sure Sayori's still dead. So, not Sayori. Unless Sayori shows up. You never know with this game. Uh, Ads are going to be starting in about 45 minutes, so, not 45 minutes, we're not going to wait 45 minutes, about 45 seconds, or now about 35 seconds, so we will wait for them to be done to start it up. But yeah, this is a return of an old series. We are going to be continuing the game we're currently doing. Actually, no. No, we're gonna start a new game. Enjoy some time with all four of the girls. I figure this way, the game we currently have going, we can come back to if Next ever wants to do another stream. This game soundtrack is so good. Ad starting soon. Yeah, we're just gonna wait for the ad, and then we will start it up. I do want to thank Uruz Manaz for the Prime sub for 2 months. Very appreciated. Okay, while the ad's in progress, I'm going to be adding Uruz to the credits. Okay. Still got 30 seconds. Okay, we're back from the ad. So we are going to hop into DLC with a new game. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Mighty Nature? Oh, right. Guess we're not going to be spending time with Monika. And I guess we're not going to be... my brain. We're not going to be spending time with Sayori because I forgot my save is still corrupted. Well, not corrupted, but we are stuck in Act 2. Monika? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? Ooh. Cool, follower goal met, 80 out of 80. Thank you, whoever followed. It's not showing up with who followed, but thank you. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's not boring at all, you know. Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monika say she? Girls can read too? Hey, Mighty Nature? By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but... In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monika? Sure, I guess I could. It, I did like a halfway point between the two voices. Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome. You're really sweet, Minor Nature, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for so I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monika and her irresistible smile. I do want to make sure my current file is still available, which is good. I timidly follow Monika across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monika, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. Yeah? A guest? I don't know why I made Yuri's voice so deep. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, my nature. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monika's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Mining Nature in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monika, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget about that. I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that'd be great. Why don't you come sit down, Mighty Nature? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make sure make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start. Wait, hold on. Oh, hi, Monika. As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people interested in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Does it happen every time I hit history? No. It must be like a chance occurrence. Okay, I didn't know if I could find any other Easter eggs. Especially with something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Eh? That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know... I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Mighty Nature, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I whisper, I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wanted to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you through for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Ah, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp for something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Yep. That about describes my conversation skills. Slightly better than a rock. Haha, I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? Well, you left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! You give that back! Eagles can fly is only for me. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Eh? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Well, if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel more comfortable to share, and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Huh? Doki doki hype! I've gotta get back to work, but I'll be lurking. Okay, enjoy your lurk, Rena. I do gotta be right back, because I gotta get a tissue and some water. All this voices are making my throat hurt. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. We're gonna switch back over to gameplay, and we'll keep going. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Ugh. Sorry about that. Um. Uh. Uh. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Mining Nature? Hold on, there's still one problem. Huh? What's that? What's that? I forgot Monika's voice already. I'm just gonna give her the shadow voice from here on. Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. Boobs. Oh. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. Wait, hang on. I'm the coolest, but... I'm sorry, I thought... Huh? The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. They all got drastically shorter. I guess I never I guess I need to tell you the truth, Mighty Nature. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. I feel like I'm doing the shadow voice wrong. It's been forever since I've played this game, okay? I forgot the Sayori the Hedgehog voice. I'm the coolest. That's like a mix between Shadow and Sonic. What happened to my Shadow voice? Why is it not here anymore? I used to have a good Shadow impression. Man, it's a good thing I'm not playing Murder Sonic the Hedgehog. I'd have to actually bust out a Shadow voice for that. We need 4. I'm the coolest. I'm the coolest. Hang on, I need to listen to what Shadow actually sounds like. Shadow voice clip. Chaos Control! My name is Shadow. I'm the world's ultimate life form. There's no time for games. Okay, I think I have it. We need 4. And I've been trying really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. One of them sounds like they want to get the Chaos Emeralds. And it sounds like they're the coolest. I'm the coolest. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting anyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Everybody but Monika goes back to their original height. And now she is back too. Oh my goodness. The shadow voice brings up so much phlegm. Why is it so hard? I used to be able to do the shadow voice so easily. In fact, I kept slipping back into the shadow voice. Oh my goodness, really? You really mean that, my nature? Yeah. You could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you're really just gonna... If you really just left after all this, I'd be super pissed. Mighty Nature. Mighty Nature, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you for so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meetings, and so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Mighty Nature, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. I'm the coolest. I'm Shadow the Hedgehog. Chaos control. I have to do that every now and again to make sure I'm still on track. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika the Hedgehog! Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer with one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. What club is every day? I don't think clubs are every day. Yeah, I don't think that's how school clubs work. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. I mean, any school club I've been in hasn't been every day. You have unlocked a new special poem. Would you like to read it? Yes. This is gonna be really brutal on my throat. The Natsuki voice always is. It's not like I like you, Baka. Okay. Things I like about Papa. I like when Papa comes home early. I like when Papa cooks me dinner. I like when Papa gives me allowance. I like when Papa spends time with me. I like when Papa asks me about my friends. I like when Papa asks me about anything. I like when Papa gives me lunch money. I like when Papa comes home before sundown. I like when Papa cooks. I like when Papa gives me privacy. I like when Papa doesn't tell me how to dress. I like when Papa doesn't comment about my friends. I like when Papa doesn't comment on my hobbies. I like when Papa comes home without waking me up. I like when Papa keeps food in the house. I like when Papa uses his inside voice. I like when Papa leaves my stuff alone. I like when Papa accidentally drops coins in the couch. I like when Papa's too tired to notice me. I like when Papa's too tired for anything. I like when Papa is too tired for anything. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it up to you guys as to which girl we pine after this time. Um, Stream manager. Manage poll. Which girl? Yuri. Natsuki. Monika. Just Monika. Only Monika. Give you guys 3 minutes so you can really think about your choice. Also, there's an ad going, so that way, by the time you guys get back, there should still be time to vote. Ooh, Robbie's going. I really want to raid Robbie, but we've only been going for half an hour. I don't think it's good to raid after a half hour. Been doing a lot of short streams lately, but this is a little too short. Also, we just did a poll. I probably shouldn't raid before the poll ends. That'd be kind of dumb on me. But yeah, Robbie's streaming Kingdom Hearts Center. Was really hoping to see that. So far, just Monika. Just Monika. Just Monika. Just Monika. Let's see. What would Monika like? We got Atone. Pink. After Image. Marshmallow. Sensation. Valentine. Contamination. Determination. Color. Sweet. Melancholy. Swimsuit. Uncontrollable. Poof! Massacre. Shiny. Unrestrained. Doki doki. Anxiety. Lollipop. Hi again, Mighty Nature. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Mighty Nature. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan to just come here to hang out or what, but if you don't take this seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Monika? Monika? Monika, I can't read. Monika, please. Monika. I'll pay attention to you. I did, oh, it's doing the zoom thing. Oh, no. Okay. Natsuki certainly has a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. Meh? Okay, bye, Monika. Oh, sorry. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. I want to see how far it zooms. I don't think I've ever actually just let it zoom in on Yuri before. And like it's doing the zooming thing anyway. I hate that it's spinning. That's kind of making me a bit nauseous. But I've never actually waited it out to see how far it goes. Natsuki's elbow has been almost completely cut off at this point. And there goes the elbow. This is going to be a bit boring for anybody who's not curious about this, but I am curious about this. I want to see how far this particular one goes. The pigtail's gone. Soon her entire arm will be. We are really just zooming in on Yuri's boob, huh? Oh, is it done? It doesn't look like it's moving anymore. Yeah, it's done. Okay, so this is as far as it zooms. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Mind Nature. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glare. Pew pew! Anyway. Now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you have an interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that, if you ask. Ooh, wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you really don't want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is a girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she'll think I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and her eyes meet for a split second. But it only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. I'm just rereading a bit of this, so. That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, bye-bye. Bye-bye, I didn't even notice. I was too focused on the text. This is another one where I'm curious how far it goes. Keeping my mouse on it to gauge if it's still moving or not. Okay, I guess it stops there. Does it? Yeah, it does. I wanted to reread some of it. Doesn't look like it's, still in the right spot. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Ah, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is entitled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basic Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experimentation prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of... It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Mighty Nature? No, it's not that. It feels so familiar! I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri is into those things. Because she hasn't told me that yet. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly... I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Things happen. Because we're all horrible people and we're all worthless anyway, then suddenly... Why... I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. Sometimes the glitch text comes out as a different thing. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Ah, that's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it, right? Yes! I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Well, let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? Slip into the seat next to Yuri. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in the company of someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. Open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling of... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? What did that alt text say? Not gonna tell me, okay. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and then I hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it clicked too fast. I guess it makes it a bit difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes my left arm and holds the side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of my book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Eh? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glanced over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it with her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking of the way she second guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... Am I breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Minding nature. Did something happen just now? Huh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Huh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd just get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. Make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? Just Monika. I should start with Monika. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I wanted to know I'm putting an effort. Hi, Mighty Nature. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Mighty Nature. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to pass soon. Well, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Mighty Nature.
I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. I love how I read that like 3 times in Monica's voice before realizing that I was doing something wrong. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
Ah, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism and all the other stuff I put in. I mean, you put in. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is totally detached from reality. I don't mean that as like it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with lots of kindness. But I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly, like earlier. I think she gets a bit too stimulated. She ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly the door opens.
Yuri!
I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Not really. Well, we all started sharing poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm glad you all took the time you needed. All right. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. I feel like I'm slipping off of the shadow voice.
I'm the coolest.
I feel like I was just getting, like, exasperated. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall. I'm the coolest. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frankly...
Yeah. My throat. I can only do the shadow voice for so long. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings. My burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen.
So, what did you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
Ah, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performing it out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a certain specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. You could say, my ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand and write your way into his heart. Just move your hand.
Can you guys tell I've played this game too many times? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right your way into his heart.
That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Who should I show my poem to next? Natsu.
Yeah. Huh? Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me, princess. It's not like I said it was bad, Baka. It just didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes?
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Sigh. Well, anyway, I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
I love this one, Natsuki. It is the best poem in the entire game. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it.
Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it.
I loved it.
What? Just be honest.
I am.
Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style shouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I feel like when it's easy to read, I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more emphasis on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling of the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Who should I show my poem to next? Can I show it to the closet? No? Okay. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
Huh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a deep breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words of the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. And the result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's almost as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something that you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to me, to herself, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But you took a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Huh? That's a relief.
Also, I liked the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Whew. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all by nature.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story, or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
It's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Night of Nature.
Me too.
Phew.
I guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if the music is doing the thing again. I pointed this out a few DDLC streams ago, which is like a year ago at this point. But sometimes after you've completed Act 3 and go back and play through it again, the music will be slightly off key during certain beats, or will start trailing off. It's a very subtle detail that you would only notice if you have played through the game. And it is so unsettling, and I love it. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch both of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Uh, Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all. Um, well, I do have a couple suggestions. Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and my nature did too. Based on that, I'll gladly give you suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. If Mighty Nature liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Sorry, I love the fight music in this game. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous my nature appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as my nature started showing up. Natsuki. 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 That's a little... I can't do all three voices. This doesn't involve you taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves when they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? That's a sharp outfit, Chang. Wait. I have to remember the speech. That's a sharp outfit, Chan. Be careful. You you might puncture an imperial... Wait. You might puncture the hull of an Empire-class battleship, leaving thousands to die at sea. Or drown at sea. Because it's so sharp. I love that scene. Best scene in the entire series. Well, no. The my girlfriend turned into Moon, that's rough, buddy, is probably the best scene. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let my nature hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me, as if she just noticed I was standing here. My nature. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I get dragged? Natsuki. 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 Monika, help! Monika. Monika, hey! Er, hey, Mighty Nature. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you... sorry. If this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'll be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. My nature. Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's it's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. I'm the coolest. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with my nature. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I really don't have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing you trouble, but I really... Empty. Silly. I'm gonna actually just do Natsuki to counterbalance the fact that we just did Yuri. That was a... No? Joy? Really? Chocolate! Cheer! Rainbow! Puppy! Parfait! Poof! Sweet. Doki doki! Pure. Clumsy. Boop. Cute. Fluffy. Play. Baba. Cheeks. Valentine. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. Is it? Is it really? We've been going for an hour and a half, and I think Robbie's still going. Yeah, Robbie's still playing Kingdom Hearts, so we're gonna raid Robbie before they wrap up that part of their stream. I do want to... Hang on. Save... Main menu. Yes. Okay. Thank you to Mew and Uruz for the support. Um, as always, any support from bits, subs, and Patreon memberships go directly into making the streams better. So if you want to help improve the streams, check those out. Obviously, no pressure. Um, but yeah, Robbie is playing Kingdom Hearts. They're working on defeating Ansem, so let's go check that out. Go say hey, and hope you have a nice day. Hope you stay minty, and bye-bye. Peace out.